So a couple months ago, I signed up a new client for my gym lead generation agency. And after onboarding, it was time to set up their ads and create their offers, and it was not looking good. So I went into Facebook Ads Manager, I set up their ad campaign, and their audience was like 13,000 people. In addition to that, the offer that they wanted to run was a super niche offer for a very specific person. And I was thinking, we have 13,000 people. This offer is niche enough already. This campaign is destined for failure. If anybody who's ever run a successful ad campaign before, you know 13,000 people, unless it's a retargeting campaign, is a insanely small audience. But I figured I would try this out. So I wrote some copy, we launched the ads, and what ended up happening completely blew my mind. It has been my most successful ad campaign to date. We generated 65-cent leads, and these were 65-cent high quality leads. We booked about 30% of them, and the only reason we only booked about 30% of the leads after getting 165 is because we only actually had the capacity to follow up with about 40 of them. The conversion rate was insane. They filled out their gym in 3 days, and in this video, I'm going to show you and walk you through exactly how we made this happen.
Dylan's actually one of the reasons why I dropped out also.
This is one of the best decisions that I've ever made.
The best decision I've made.
Actually really changed my life.
I can't tell you how much value I've gotten.
Push you beyond your limits.
Not only have I grown my business,
calls and leads thanks to the outreach method.
And that's helped me scale my agency and create
It's been a game changer with my business.
All right, so I'm in Facebook Ads Manager here, and you can see here how we got 65-cent leads for the woman, $2 leads for the men, and this is what we spent. So you can see the total number of leads. The average cost per lead was $1.37, and like I said earlier, these were high quality leads that actually booked. And so the high level strategy of what we did here is we created a local based ad. So we took the gym's address, we created a small radius around the gym, we targeted ads to that. We started with people that knew who the gym was, showed interest in, like we did a retargeting campaign to start this off, and then we expanded into more of a colder audience as this campaign gained more and more social proof, and there's more comments, likes, and engagement on the post, and it became more appealing to a colder audience. In addition to that, we set up long form emotional sales copy. We told a story that hooked people in and got people to read this entire story, realize all the problems that they have in their life, and then position my gym's product or service as the solution. Now, I know a lot of lead generation and ads manager people will be like, don't waste your time with long form copy. Nobody reads the copy anyways. That's because it's bad copy. If you know how to write good copy, you can really change a campaign for your benefit. So let's get into it here. So let's go at the campaign level. So we'll start at the campaign level. So this was it right here. 6-week Kickstarter. So we had a 6-week offer. They could try out the gym for 6 weeks. I think it was like 6 weeks for $600 or something like that. So going into the woman here, basically we had no interest because we couldn't afford to narrow this campaign down anymore. I lied. I thought it was 13,000, but it was 14,000 to 16,000. It was a daily campaign budget of only $15 a day, which is definitely all we needed. We put a 10-mile radius around the gym, 30 to 60-year-old woman. And now this is important because in our ad copy, we specifically talked about 30 to 60-year-old woman in this location. I believe personally that when you're running local ads and whatnot, it's less about what happens on this page and more about what happens on the ad level. So going through this, pretty simple, manual placements, Facebook, Instagram feed. We didn't bother with any of this stuff. It's pretty as simple as it gets. So let's get into the actual ad campaign. So what you're going to see here is going to blow your mind. Boom. That was the ad copy. Talk about long form ad copy. It was too long to run on Instagram, so we were only actually able to run this on Facebook. This is the long form ad copy that I was talking about that was able to generate such good results. So this is where all the magic happens in the actual ad copy. So I'll break this down. It was a single image or an ad video. That was just their Instagram account. But I did confessions of a 30 to 60-year-old woman in Vernon. That's obviously a hook that any 30 to 60-year-old woman in Vernon is going to be interested in. And then I did this bullet point form, like in-depthly described what a day in the life is like when you're a 30 to 60-year-old woman dealing with what most 30 to 60-year-old women deal with as a day in the life. So, they wake up, brain fog, they go to work, they don't like their job, sit down for dinner, you feel fatigued, they tried to join a gym, but they stopped going, just like the endless cycle that so many people live through today. And, what people were doing is they were, getting hooked in with that. And then they were reading this, and they were reading it like a story, and they were thinking to themselves, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is me. And I remember my client telling me so many times, yo, Dylan, so many people are resonating with this ad. They think the ad was it was almost like they were talking directly to them. And that's exactly what you can do with your ads. If you're able to directly talk to your target audience with your ad, you will see, massive results. So once I, fully described what the problem was and people were like, okay, this person gets us, then we positioned my client's service as the solution to their problem. So I said, we've been working with tons of 36-year-old women. We used hormonal health as kind of like that new opportunity, something different. We didn't talk about, oh, you're just going to come to the gym. We talked about how we're going to increase your hormonal health, even though at the end of the day, it was basically just going to the gym. And then we added a little bit of scarcity and all that kind of stuff. Then once they were interested in that, they basically just went to this form. Let's begin transforming your life in 42 days. They filled this out, submit it, and then they went into Go High Level, where my team was able to call them and set an appointment for the gym. But like I said earlier, of the 160 leads that went out, we only called about 30 something, maybe 40 of them, because they only had 20 spots, and within the first 3 days, 24 spots were taken. So that is it. This was the creative, the marble background creative, as many people will say, is overpowered. There we go, looking for 21 in Vernon, sticks out, scroll stopper type creative, and that's pretty much it. We tried this other one too. It didn't work quite as well, but it was basically just a simple creative in the gym. And yeah, so that is how I was able to generate 65-cent leads. It was a very similar setup for the men here. As you can see, getting into it, the ad set level was the same, except we just did men to woman. Very similar creative, very similar. We talked about all the problems that they probably have. We were a little bit more straight to the point, because when you're selling to men, it's much better. You're much better off just getting a little bit more straight to the point, as opposed to boring them with stories, where women will love stories. They'll eat up stories all day. And then we framed testosterone health the same way that we did with hormonal health. And same offer, same thing. The form was basically the exact same. And then we called them up and set an appointment over the phone. So that's that. That's how we generated 65-cent leads and made a lot of money for one of my clients in a very, very, very short period of time. If you like this video, if you got value from it, I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, because my goal for this channel is to give away everything that I have learned so you guys can grow your business without having to pay for it.